so that our audiences can be as young, artistic, and diverse as the work we put on this stage. While there is no minimum, there is also no maximum. So please sit back, drink up, and welcome to the stage the reason you're all here, Myles Carter.
When I get older, this will all be a memory. A ghost of my past, line which I like amenities. Lost time is a disease for which there isn't a remedy. So I sit here feeling rushed, searching for my next melody. My vanity's a curse I wouldn't wish on my enemies. I could look you in the eye, swear that you'll be a fan of me. It'll cost me all my love, all my hope, and my sanity. But I'ma be the one who'll take it all with affinity. And since I was a kid, I've been held down, taught my place by Jesus' grace. I put a smile on my face and said, fuck it. I'm sticking with the dreams I chase. I wanted more than just one taste. I want the whole damn pie. Call me ridiculous the more I try. I traded more than a comfy life for that New York sky. In every single role I book, vindication for the chance I took. Check it, my mama said that I'ma be great, so I'ma be great. Tell all them haters that'll be berate that I'ma erase all of my negative energy, my trauma, my doubt. All of my opposite enemies who causing the drought. They coming around to darken all my colors while they ruin my sound. But sometimes the dark is where the light is found. And I'll always remember what Pop said. Can't nobody bring me down, yeah, yeah. The moon is rising, we're wasting time. We're moving forward, leave a legacy behind. That's how it goes. And where we end up, nobody knows. We play the hero, ignore the signs. We save the day, cause we don't back down from a fight. That's how you know. There ain't no place in the world that we can't go. What if I'm wrong? What if everything I'm working for is dead and gone? What if all the stars are lying and my destiny is stringing me along? Hold up, wait. How many times do people say that they were better than me? How many times do people say that they could settle for me? I never jumped the line, I didn't get them for free. Yet all those life lessons are embedded in me. I'm bending the knee for kings and false prophets. I promised everyone that came before me I wouldn't drop it. My problem is I'm over ambitious, I don't know when to stop. Still I'm choking the game like a hot topic. And now I got all these ideas up in my noggin. And I will never be a sidekick, a Black Robin. And every day I come up short doing what I can. I fail, I fall, I cry, then I do it again. To get back up is not enough. To be back down, and I'm just a man. I'm just a man.
The moon is rising.
The moon is rising.
We're wasting time. Moving forward, leave a legacy behind. That's how it goes. And where we end up,
nobody knows. Whoa, whoa. When I was young, my mom used to tell the story about how when I was born, the heavens cracked open and a single ray of orange light came through a hospital window and hit me directly like a spotlight from God. And she spoke of this prophecy, how there was destined to be a boy who would be the one to scream through the noise, be the hero that everyone needs, and change the world. Or at least I think that's what she was saying. Now, to be honest, it was quite a while ago, and sometimes I just kind of hear what I want to hear. But I believe it. There's something attractive about the idea of being the chosen one, no one really knowing what you're capable of until that one moment of truth. It's promising. So promising, in fact, that I used this idea to try to become a, high-spirited, strong-willed, and optimistic young man. As optimistic as the world will let you be, to be honest. And something not a lot of people realize is that optimism and ambition go hand in hand. The more you see in the future ahead of you, the more you want. And boy, did I want. Which many saw as unfounded. I didn't grow up in the most lucrative of circumstances. We could afford everything that we needed, but anything outside of that, forget it. And I wasn't satisfied. I realized very early on that there were people that would die for the life that I was living, but who would want to live life like walking through a zoo? Now, you could see everything, but you can't touch it. You're stuck behind this thick-ass glass. And I know that sounds imperialistic, but if I see a ball, I'm going to want to kick it. If I see a flower, I'm going to want to give it a sniff. And if I see a field, I'm going to run my ass straight through it. When I was young, I wanted a train set, 'cause everyone had a train set in their room. And I assumed that I had to have one too. My parents said that they couldn't afford it. If you can be patient, maybe Santa can sort it. And Christmas came, and I got my train. It would roll until it hit a curve, then roll right off the track. And I swore when I got older, I'd never be like that. Whoa. Back then, fancy gifts like a train set only really came twice a year, the birthday and Christmas. And even then, they were more communal, seeing as though we had 2 other siblings that we had to provide for. But I didn't mind. I saw them as extensions of myself. Plus, there was a quote that my dad had once. He said, you have to be selfish enough to take everything you've ever wanted before you could be selfless enough to give it all back. It's not a bad quote. He just kind of randomly said it over eggs one morning. It was kind of nuts. The man was like possessed. He did the Undertaker eye thing. It was ugh. When I was young, I wanted some sneakers to race my friends at recess time. Till now, I would hang on the bleachers with holes in my shoes and a wandering mind. I asked for some Nikes that were really expensive. We looked for a price that was much less offensive and found a pair that was better. A pair of off-brand Skechers from Payless Shoe Source. I remember the exact location. We would run until I hit a wall, then run the other way. It was fun until they fell apart one day. Whoa. I'll take it in and make my move. I'll keep on going till there's nothing left to prove. I want the sky, I want the moon, and to discover, to feel the clouds looming with the smell of burning rubber, to feel the rain is looming in the breezes of the sun, to sum it all and keep it in mind. cried like a baby and made it a habit. You say there are limits, I don't understand. You say the world is too big for the two of my hands, but as long as I'm a breather, I'll scream into the ether. I want the world. After a little while, the weight of rejection started to take its toll. I mean, you can only be told to eat shit by the world a few times before you go a little crazy. So I decided to do what any young man would do. I looked for a job. Yeah, it was time I stopped relying on the forces that be and start relying on the forces that me. Came up with that one myself. So I rode around that town for around 3 months, looking for anyone who would hire a young man with endless ambition and no experience. And eventually, I did find a McDonald's, roughly around like 1.5 miles away. I walked in, I asked to see a manager, and see a manager I did. He said, step into my office. His office being a booth in the back of the restaurant right next to the bathrooms. Now, after he took a really apropos piss break, which was a little longer than you'd think it was, but who's keeping track? He came and he started asking me some questions. You know, what's your name? Are your parents immigrants? You know, stuff like that. But then he asked, why are you looking for a job at McDonald's? Now, we've all gotten this question. We've all probably given the same bullshit answer for it. But I wanted this man across from me to understand exactly where I'm coming from. So I said, I need the money so I can get everything I've ever wanted. Yeah, hindsight is a hell of a drug. That was a bad answer. Oh my God. It was like supervillain speak. I don't know what I was thinking. But he stood up from the table, smirked, and he said, listen, kid, we here at McDonald's take ourselves very seriously. Come back when you have your priorities straight. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, that broke me. I mean, if I can't get a job at McDonald's, how the hell am I supposed to be the chosen one? I mean, is this a hero's beginning? Oh, so I moped around for a few weeks, and eventually my father got tired of it. Let me talk about my father really quick. My father was a very strong man. If he were listening to this, I'd say he was probably the strongest person I ever knew. He burst into my room, kicked the door down, picked me up, shook me, and here's what he said. I'm gonna do my best impression. Now listen here, son. Now I've been on this earth a long ass time. Roughly around 25 to 45 years to be exact. Yeah. He never gave me his age. I kind of refused to guess. You know what I've seen in that time? I've seen men get shot down on the pavement just for loitering. I've seen children ripped away from their parents just for another man's ego. I've seen wars so bloody, so violent, that the streets ran red and brown with blood and feces. But you know what else I've seen? I've seen men reach the mountaintops, son. I've seen men get their diplomas and walk down that aisle with the glint in their eyes so bright it could burn a hole in you. I've seen men reach their dreams time and time again. When men way less strong and powerful than you. But Papa, how do you know I'm strong? Listen here, son. Long ago when I was little, living with my pops was great. He would rise and shine and raise some hell every day. And when I would say, son, don't let me catch you down. Keep your head up high. They don't ever want to see you win, long as you are alive. Life will pick you up and chew and spit, put your ass in the ground. But ain't nobody in the goddamn world can bring you down. Not even rain can bring you down. Not even shame can bring you down. No amount of pain can bring you down. Ain't nobody in the goddamn world can bring you down. So I ran the gauntlet, got my fill, finally hit my stride. I had way more questions for the man, but he up and died. So I took his heart and all his words, kept them close to my soul. And I went and had a boy myself, told him all I know. What I'm saying, boy, is still yourself, keep your heart intact. The surface might seem hard as hell, cause it ain't been cracked. Or this pain I give to you and the courage you found. And ain't nobody in the goddamn world can bring you down. Not even rain can bring you down. Not even shame can bring you down. No amount of pain can bring you down. Ain't nobody in the goddamn world can bring you down. So keep working hard, I know you will, till the day is won. You can't bend or break or fall apart, cause you're my son. Boy, just stay the path and chart your course, and you'll make me proud. And ain't nobody in the goddamn world can bring you down. Ain't nobody in the goddamn world can bring you down. So, my father said, under no uncertain terms am I allowed to give up. Because failure is not going down, failure is staying there. And that ended up being the most important lesson I was ever taught. And I also learned to treasure my family, because they would be the ones picking me up every single time I went down. And I was destined to go down a lot. So just like a hero needs someone to protect, I vowed to protect them. But just as he hears someone talking about the things that they love, something happens. Let me talk about my mother really quick. Now, my mother was an incredibly strong woman. If she were here, I'd say she was probably the strongest person I ever knew. But she had a different type of strength. Let me tell you a story. So I used to have nightmares, and I'm not talking like regular stuff, like being in public naked and stuff like that. No, I'm talking armed combat, like home robberies, watching your friends be shot in the Marines, stuff like that. So I would have these nightmares, and I would run into my parents' room, sleep in their bed, regular kid stuff. But then eventually they got tired of it because it was happening a lot. So me and my mom tried everything to try to get me to have a better sleep. We tried teas, we tried white noise, we tried NyQuil, we tried black noise. Nothing was working. And eventually it was taking a toll. Until one day she got this look in her eyes, and she disappeared for a few hours and came back right before bedtime with a piano under her arm and this look of defeat on her face. I don't think she got a very good deal on that piano. But she burst into my room, picked my ass up, threw me into bed. She tucked me in gently, though. It was kind of impressive. Then she set up the piano right next to me. And then she started to play. while life keeps on sapping me clean. Oh, Mr. Rainbow, you've been such a tyrant. You say that my neons are too harsh and violent. You say that I'm yellow, but I won't stay silent. When I say I mean indigo violet. Just give me back all my yellows and reds. You took half my rainbow, now give me the rest. Without orange, purple, life doesn't make sense. Just take all this gray from my head. If you were me, how would that be? Would you just solve all my problems so I can't worry about a thing? Yeah, if I were you, what would I do? Would I adopt all your issues? Forget all the shit I've been through. Even when my Carley's here, I feel all this madness. And that is when I close my eyes and I make it a habit. When I try to open them, it proof goes like magic. I want it back, just give it back. I need it, I need it, I need it. Now I don't talk about this very often, but that was the moment my love for music started to bloom. And if you could believe it, I got a damn good sleep that night. She sung that song to me every single night until her and my dad separated out of the blue one day. Eventually, you were hard-pressed to see us all in the same place at the same time. You ever notice how you don't notice things in like TV shows and movies until the second watch?
If I were blue,
If I were blue,
would that be cool?
would that be cool?
With all the sadness and heartache,
The
would I
sadness and heartache, do I even know what to do?
If I were green,
If I were green,
would that be cool?
would that be king? I know it's real, I know it's hard, I know, I know, I know, the sadness, the heartache, do I even know what to do? Oh, Mr. Rainbow, I'm begging you, please, just give me my pinks and my browns and my reds, surrounding flowers, cerulean seeds, return them down to my knees. The sadness, the heartache, do I even know what to do? If I were stuck in my roots, sapping me So, at that point, my family splintered into pieces with me left standing in the middle. And I could have been upset. But if there's one thing my mother taught me, it's to have the strength to follow my dreams. So, and she had dreams that were bigger than I could even think of. So, just like the rest of my family, had to move on. I had to also. So I threw myself into music. Yeah, maybe I thought that music might be my calling. And maybe I thought that if I created something worth supporting, everyone would come back together again. Oh boy. But I got this idea of the prophecy stuck in my head. And I ended up coming up with this hook. It went, enough to make you go insane. The noise so loud you cannot feel the pain. And I guess we're having fun. But when the smoke clears, I promise when we're done, I swear I'll be the one. I remember showing that to all of my friends at the time, and they hated it. You'd be surprised the real creative ways teenagers can come up with to hate on what you're doing. But if there's one thing hate can do, it could also motivate me. It motivated me to finish the rest of that song. Sometimes I think about skip another foreplay, jump a guardrail, do it all for no pay. Cause they got me coming in on my off days. I'm making history, they're running me my own fate. And now my own fate stuck between a rock and a hard place. Can't face the music when there's no trace. I wanna take over the world, but that's a hard case. So now you gotta sack up and do it your own way. And every day is a journey. You can run or hide, but the world will keep turning. I sit here yearning for a choice. Make a name for the man who been using his voice. No matter how much his throat is hurting. It's concerning how many of y'all sitting there doubting the kid. When too many of y'all ran and hid and pulled your beard. I wish I was kidding. Then you wait for the signal to jump out and say, hey, look what I did. And I swear I never bit off more than I could chew. But you play me like I do nothing but act a fool. I mean, man, look at you. I've been flexing since it wasn't cool. Still every day you keep on disrespecting me like I came out of the blue. I swear when you look into my eyes, you see nothing but potential. My mama always told me that I was special. And look where that got me. Enough to make you go insane. The noise so loud you cannot feel the pain. And I guess we're having fun. But when the smoke clears, I promise when we're done, I swear I'll be the one. Whoa, oh, oh, whoa, oh, oh, whoa, and everybody in the world goes, whoa, oh, oh, whoa, oh, oh, whoa. Hey, look, I've been around the block a few times. I've been to heaven and seen hell with 2 eyes. They say I'm pushing my luck. They say I'm too blind, but I don't really give to. I'm out of my mind. Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I'm just scared. Maybe I'm just acting like I'm prepared. Maybe I'm not strong enough to be wrong and survive this law to live to be spared. I don't care. I don't need to be saved. I'm colder than snowstorms and hotter than heat waves. Made to win days and have my hands raised. All the while crowds are chanting my name. Golden round waist, paradise waiting. Fate on my side with fortune and fame. You calling my bluff, you think it's all fake. I look in your eyes, you know what they say. Keep it all warm for me. Keep it all warm for me. Keep it warm for me. Keep it all warm for me. Keep it all warm for me. Keep it warm for me. Keep it all warm for me. Keep it all warm for me. Keep it warm for me. Keep it all warm for me. Keep it all warm for me. Keep it warm for me. Keep it all warm for me. Keep it all warm for me. Keep it warm for me. Keep it all warm for me. Keep it all warm for me. Keep it warm for me. Keep it all warm for me. Keep it all warm for me. Keep it warm for me. Keep it all warm for me. Keep it all warm for me. Yeah. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa. And everybody in the world goes. Yeah. And everybody in the world goes. I learned at that point that maybe the operative word in chosen one is not the chosen, but the one. Now, if I had to do it alone, especially if I had to do it alone, I'd do it because I had dreams that were bigger than even I could imagine. That lonely mentality only lasted a little while, by the way. I remember one day, a few days later, I rushed home from school. And I was looking around frantically for a paper and a pen. And I found it, and I wrote a poem. Yeah, it took me 6 hours to write that poem. Arguably 5 hours too many. Yeah, would you like to hear it? Yeah, I'm assuming. Okay. All right. Here is said poem. It was called The Butterfly. Today in class, a butterfly flew in through the window. I was the only one who noticed. The butterfly flew around the teacher's head. The butterfly avoided the lamp and crashed into the fluorescent overheads. The butterfly landed on my desk. The butterfly crawled over to my pencil and picked it up with its sticky-ass legs. The butterfly doodled a picture of itself in the corner of my paper. The doodle sucked, but the effort was spectacular. The butterfly flew over to my left ear. The butterfly bit the fuck out of my left ear. The butterfly apologized. I accepted, reluctantly. The butterfly told me she liked my shirt. I told the butterfly I liked her wings. The butterfly and I talked for 20 minutes before she had to go do whatever it is butterflies do. I said, I hope I see her again. She said she'll make sure of it. The butterfly flew back through the window. I was the only one who noticed. Thank you. Now, would you believe it? That was not about a butterfly. It was about this girl that I met in one of my classes. And she was like sunshine after a storm, man. She was more than just someone whose hand I wanted to hold. She had an aura that could consume you. And I just wanted to be around it. But there was no way in hell I could walk up to her face to face and tell her that. That would be nuts. Are you kidding? Do you know who I am? So I had a much better idea. I would call her on my cellular phone that night. It was about 11:30 p.m. on a Thursday. You could not talk me out of this. I thought this was the greatest idea ever. Here's how that phone call went.
Hello?
Hey, it sometimes feels like there are galaxies between us. A mental journey to where no one else can see us. And when I look away, you're still clear as day. You never fade. I know you're busy doing what you always do. I'm enamored with your story. I just have to tell the truth. And I'm speaking out of turn, but I don't mean to bend the rules. There comes a time in life where you just have to play the fool. I am hopeless. You are the reason I'm still talking. I am hopeless. I want to take the path you're walking. And I hope this won't be the last nail in the coffin. I am hopeless. I am hopeless. Hello? Are you listening? If you're still there, could you please just make a sound? Could you tell me if you still want me around? Nothing? Okay. I'ma just talk then. I'm sorry if I'm making it weird. I'm sorry for trying to be more than one of your peers. I know I'm hopeless. I'm scared of what happens if I don't conquer my fears. It's kinda crazy when you think about it. But I like the way you laugh and you cover your face up. The way your eyes look when you're doing your makeup. And I don't wanna take up too much of your time. But if you ask me why, then I'm inclined to say it's 'cause you're worth it. Maybe all this pain and sacrifice is worth it. World is filled with happiness and God knows you deserve it. I wanna give it to you. When I get it, then I'll give it to you because you're worth it. Hope you know you're worth it. When I look into your eyes, I see stars, I see fire, I see passion, I see chaos, I see scars, I see skies and hills and honeybees and endless possibilities. I thought the love was all a lie, but it was right in front of me. And I I know I get tongue-tied. What I look for is hard to find. But I don't mind. I want our own kind. I am hopeless, even with the change of the seasons. I am hopeless. You are my rhyme, you are my reason, and I hope this helps you agree to be my beacon. I am hopeless. I am. Hello. Are you listening? If you're still there, could you please give me a sign? Could you please tell me if I've crossed the line? Nothing? Okay, fine. You've been running roughshod through my mind, and I hate the feeling of being left behind. I'm obsessed with the timing, the moment is never right, so I just keep climbing, trying to make a point by devising, hiding the part of me that's dividing you together just by arriving. Driving, you call my name, no surviving. I don't know what else to say. My heart is breaking every time I say your name. Don't be mistaken, I can't let you see me cry. Dear departed, where to start? I'm still jaded by your lies. So simple noticing, erase the feeling. Looking in those eyes, because you're worth it. Everything you've ever done for me is worth it. And maybe I'm just too messed up to deserve it, but I would give it to you. When I get it, then I'll give it to you, because you're worth it. Heaven knows you're worth it. So I stood there, breathing real heavy. It felt like I hadn't taken a breath in roughly around 4 minutes and 34 seconds. But then I started to get worried. Why hasn't she said anything? You know, I had convinced myself that the worst thing that could happen was her hanging up, but I realized silence is so much worse. But then I heard the actual worst thing I could have heard.
Stupid. I'm not actually at the phone right now. I really had you going there for a second, didn't I? You were probably standing there talking about something really important for approximately 4 minutes and 34 seconds because I said hello and then paused, but in reality I fooled you. Leave a message at the beep, you moron. Beep.
You know what really pissed me off about that? That's some shit I would do. But then things got worse because she immediately called me back. And like the idiot I am, I answered. Hey, how's it going? Oh, nothing. I was just calling to see how you were doing. No, I do not sound suspicious. I've never been suspicious a day in my life. I'm not getting, you gotta pick one. I'm either defensive or I'm suspicious. I can't be both. What do you mean you're coming over? Girl, it is like 11:30 p.m. on a Thursday, and it's raining. That's an important detail I forgot to mention earlier. No, we could just talk about this. Hello? So I had roughly around 10 minutes to figure out what I was going to say to this lady. Now, do I continue the schmooze? Do I double down on the lie, say I didn't need anything? Or do I just tell the truth? And I didn't want to tell the truth because the truth was ugly. The truth was real. I remember there was a quote my dad told me once. He said, "One day the words won't hit any roadblocks going from your soul, through your heart, and out your mouth. And that's how you know you will have said the right thing." And eventually there she was, standing right in front of me. It was torrential downpour. Rain was up to her ankles. It might have been Hurricane Irene. I think I mixed up the timeline a little bit, but bear with me. I had on an umbrella. She had nothing of the sort. I tried to put my umbrella over her head, and she says, "Say what you need to say before I catch a cold." And all of a sudden, the words started spilling out. I had lost all my intentions. I was at my bitter end. Then you saw me sitting there with a notebook and a pen. You had every right to fly away, act like you never noticed, but you stayed with me. You had worn the polar ice caps, carved a smile into my soul. It felt a little bit deliberate. We had a common goal. I had every right to wake up, act like it was all a dream, but I couldn't. I know I've got a lot of problems, but I know a way to solve them. I'm not asking you to fix me, just support me when I'm down, and I'll do the same thing for you. Promise I won't get distracted by the clouds. I know you're probably really busy, but the best thing for you is me. You're probably really tired of these laws which we abide. So just spare me the embarrassment and kiss me before you toss me to the side. You caught a boulder by surprise. I was afraid to see the world change through your eyes. You took my hand and with it tore off my disguise. I had every right to lift you to the stars and be the man, but I slipped and fell again. I had squandered opportunity, nearly gave away my chance to think that I couldn't believe that finding you was happenstance. You had every right to leave me in the dust like I deserve, but I won't let you. I know this might not be enough to prove to you that I'm in love with you, but there's no other way to show you what I'm all about. So I'll just stand here and sing my heart out and hope that you can hear me through the crowd. Through the crowd. I know I'm not all that consistent and I'm barely existent, but that barely is a key word. You're keeping me alive. So just please do me this favor and kiss me before you toss me to the side. So just please do me this favor and kiss me before you toss me to the side. And then there was a kiss that could move mountains and slice through the wind and blow up the moon. I ran out of metaphors. And from then, we did not hold back. But my dad had another quote. He said, "Trust is the air that love breathes. Without trust, there can be no love because love cannot exist in a vacuum." So everything was peachy and keen. Oh my gosh. Until it wasn't. We work all day from dawn to dusk. We do what we must with all of our might. I don't care about gifts or dates or clothes. Just need you home by end of the night. Then one day I got worried 'cause you were running late without a word of warning. So by the door I'd wait. You walked on in by the 1:45. I slept on the couch, you went to the room. Next morning I woke to the smell of eggs, and those damn eggs were smelling like doom. I asked you how you doing, you say you're doing fine. I asked you where you work, you said your work was running behind. And before I can get a word in, you ask if And I said, no, that's alright. I trust you with my heart and soul, and I'm not that kind of guy, so I said, no, I'll move on. If ever it feels like all my love is gone, you just prove me wrong. You'll just prove me wrong. Many weeks go by and it feels like one. The day has been one, a smile on my face. I look outside cause I hear your voice. So why do I see his hands round your waist? I asked you how your day was. Can't wait for it to end. Okay. I asked you who that man was. You say, oh, he's just a friend. You ask me if I'm jealous. I say I won't pretend. You say, well, don't you trust me? I think that might depend. I start to see him more and more. It keeps coming back like a real bad rash. And when I try to say hello, he packs his shit and does the dash. And then one day I'm on Monday, my work needs have been met. A car is in the driveway, and your car is in red. The door was left wide open, grabbed my weapon from the shed. And what do I find but two bodies making love in my own bed? I said no.
I said no. I said no.
You told me everything was fine. The hell did I miss? I said no.
I said no.
Get him gone. All this time did you just string me along? You better prove me wrong. You better prove me wrong. I scream and shout for hours. Told you how I felt inside. You're not sorry for the action, just that I exposed the lie. You swear that I'm complicit. Maybe all that fault was mine. I thought that I knew better. I guess I was hypnotized. As the sun rises in the morning and the leaves fall from the trees, someone will pay for the damage. You can't break my heart for free. And what did you accomplish? Did you plan this to a T? I ask you why you did it. I ask you why you did it. Why didn't you ever love me? And you said no. You said no. You said that sometimes feelings fade and maybe it's time we go our separate ways. I said no. Just leave me be to live this life alone. I said no.
I said no.
I said no. I thought this was forever. Where the hell did that time go? I said no.
I said no.
I'll move on. All this time I'm always singing the same song. You better prove me wrong. 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 Just as quickly as it started, it ended. You know, I had realized throughout this whole debacle that I'd become very complacent, content, which was a complete 180 from the person that I had been just a few short months prior. Could I blame this lady for not being in love with who I had become? I tried not to think about it. But you know what I did think about? I got really into Juice WRLD's music. Yeah. Now, while I am not nearly depressed enough to try Percocets, I felt that his music really did a number on heartbreak. So I got into a cycle. Wake up, go to school, go to work, come back, listen to Juice WRLD. and fall asleep wherever I may be. And I got into that cycle until my good friend BJ came into the picture. Yeah. And I haven't spoken about BJ yet, but BJ was like a brother to me in all ways except for blood. You know, we whined together, we dined together, we did crime together. Yeah, he was who held me up through a lot of these hardships. But and so, like all friends do, he broke into my house. He kicked my door down, picked me up, shook me around a little bit. He was deceptively strong. He started talking about this party that a mutual was throwing. He said it was meant to be a cultural reset, and it would rival the ones that the ancient Greeks would throw, which, when you think about it, is kind of nasty. He said, look, I know things are hard, and you're allowed to be upset, but I'm here to tell you it does not have to be like this. You're not alone. At the very least, you have me, and at the most, you have an entire party of people that are willing to help you. You know, there was a quote your dad told me once when I was helping him wash his car. He said, the bad times will come naturally, but the good times will only come if you let them. Now, I'm being nice, but I'm not taking no for an answer. Get your ass up and get your ass to this party before I drag you there by your earlobe. Just meet me at the kickback, where dreams come to life. Meet me at the kickback, have the time of your life. Hey, jump into the pool, sir. You can only lose, sir, if you never choose, sir. It'll all be cool, sir. Just meet me at the kickback, and everything will be fine. Now, my friend was right. It was about time I came out of my hidey hole and started living for myself for once. So I put on my one nice shirt, which just so happens to be this one, and I made my way to the location. And I was immediately met with a panic attack. That is right. There were people up the crack of my ass. It smelled like California. And I looked around, and I didn't see one person that I knew. So I did what anybody would do. I turned my ass around, and I went for the doorknob. Embarrassing, I know. But then, something interesting happened. The DJ started playing Juice WRLD. Not just any Juice WRLD, Lucid Dreams. And all of a sudden, my hips started moving. Kickback, kickback.
Dreams come to life.
Hear the music boom, seeing them shadows in my room. That's a Juice WRLD lyric, by the way. Wasn't sure if people were gonna get it. Yeah, jump into the pool, sir. You can only lose, sir, if you never choose, sir. It'll all be cool, sir. Just meet me at the kickback, and everything will be fine. Now all that dancing had me feeling quite a little filled, so I decided to find a latrine. And after I found one, I was waiting outside when I heard yelling, screaming coming from inside that bathroom. These two people were obviously not very happy with each other. So it was none of my business now. I'll just wait outside. But then I heard a crash and then silence. So I knocked once, nothing. Knocked twice, nothing again. Then I decided I'm a hero. I have to see what's going on in this bathroom. So I get ready. I barge in to see the worst thing I've ever seen. Now, I'm not going to go into detail about what I saw, but to put it in layman's terms, it could not have been comfortable. So I backed myself out, and as they were walking out, they gave me dirty looks. Yes, I waited for the bathroom. I still needed to piss. I took the longest piss of my life. Pissing at the kickback, where dreams come to life. Hear the music boom, catch me pissing in the bathroom. Jump into that pool, sir, loser, juicer, yeah. Listen at the kickback, everything will be fine. After a generational piss, I make my way back to the bathroom, where I see that everyone is formed a circle and they're all chanting fight. I push my way to the front and I see the guy that I just walked in on. He was having a busy night. And BJ, the guy who I had been looking for all night. I asked what was going on, and long story short, he didn't like the things this guy was saying to his girlfriend. Bing, bam, boom, fight. Now, if you ask me, it seems like this other guy was harboring a lot of hatred and sadness that was causing him to lash out at the rest of the world. I mean, to BJ, this might just be another fight, but to this other guy, this was obviously a microcosm of very much larger goings on. Like, this was a placeholder for him fighting himself. I can be very analytical when I want to be, but while I'm telling BJ all of this in real time, the other guy gets a crazy look in his face, and he tries to catch BJ lacking. But BJ accounted for this. He winks at me, and he does like a spinning back fist thing. Wait, hold on. He goes like, boof, and everyone goes, ooh. And as the guy laid there, seemingly unconscious, his girl ran forward from the back of the circle thing, and she'd been talking about some, please, how could you do this? Somebody help him! Which all of us just sort of put our hands up and like, hell no. I knew my friend was strong, but I didn't know he had the hand of God. It's crazy. And y'all didn't see just how many times he spun in midair before he hit the ground. It was like at least 7. It was mathematically impossible. Oh my gosh. He might be dead. Who knows? Music's coming back though. Everyone else starts dancing. Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4. Kick back. Kick back. Yeah. Who said? Just meet me at the kickback. Everything will be fine. After that, the party started to cool down. You got people dapping up the homies goodnight. You got the DJ playing Frank Ocean to try to get people sad enough to leave. And I see BJ heading out to the front, so I follow him back there. So me and BJ lied down on the front lawn for a little while, looking up at the sky. And I will never forget what he said to me. He said, I'm glad you came tonight, because I was worried you were starting to lose your perspective. You're so obsessed with this idea of being the chosen one, whatever the hell that means. Because we all look up and we all see the same night sky, the same clouds, the same stars. You want to know why? Because we're all in this together. When one of us rises, all of us rise, and vice versa. There is no one, only the many. And there's no rush either, because we're all going to get to the same place. That's why they say the night is young, right? Now, I wanted to internalize this, but then we got a visitor. The same guy that had been giving us problems all night came crawling out of a bush. It was strange. And he was now standing directly in front of us. Now, me and BJ get up, ready to handle business, when this is where things get a little fuzzy. Because I remember looking to my left and seeing my good friend go down to the ground holding his stomach. I remember looking back, seeing the guy running away. I remember screaming for help so loud that my throat was hurting. I remember my head pulsing with confusion, with shock, with anger. Then I remember someone grabbing my collar. My friend was looking up at me from the ground with tears in his eyes. I'd never seen him cry before. He said, "It's gonna be all right, isn't it?" So I say, I wish we had the night, no matter what the cost, to march into our hell, unafraid to put our dukes up and avenge all that we've lost. wish we had the time to find another way, but still we sit here stuck, staring in the eyes of demons, nothing left to do but pray. We wonder if we've done enough while sitting on the shoulders of these giants who protect us, and how Father Time neglects us. We try to go the distance, we've got a lot to say. Just laugh and cry, don't worry about the price we pay. I wish we had the fight to finally get what we came here for. But all of you once in a millions always seem to knock on everybody else's door. I wish we had the right to end the second chances. But even if we got them, we just run around in circles, doing all of the same dances. I know the concept's hard to grasp, but every breath could be our last, so let's try not to waste it. It's too good just to taste it. We'll keep on moving forward until we hit a wall. We love, we lose, we stop, we cry, we live, we work, we sleep, we die, we hope, we slip, we run, we rise, we fall. I wish we didn't know what came after tomorrow. So why don't we just live like we're gonna live forever, not succumb to all our sorrow? 'Cause we still have the night, or at least we have what's left. So let's just watch the sunrise. Lord knows we'll both be ready for whatever will come next. We'll always have the night. I don't like funerals very much. You know, a lot of people see them as, celebrations of life, but I really only see them as a reminder. I remember sitting in the back of the pew, or whatever you call it, and watching as people walked up to the podium giving stories, anecdotes, prayers. And I remember thinking, I have a crazy joke right now, but I can't tell it because the one person in the world that would find it funny just so happens to already be at the front of the room. I remember it being my turn to go up there. And I had this whole dramatic monologue of Playboy Cardi lyrics. It was magnificent. Y'all would have loved it. But I got up there, and I fiddled around with the mic. And then the doors at the back of the venue blast open. And there was someone standing there like an angel. And everyone's heads turned. It was my mother, who I hadn't seen in 7 odd years. I knew why she was there, and part of me expected her to be, but it was strange because now in this moment, I was staring at the woman who created my heart. In the back of my mind was the woman who freshly just broke my heart, and lying down lazy as hell next to me was the man who died trying to put it back together. And it got me thinking about the journey of it all. I want to get to where I'm going, but Why do I have to have nothing when I get there? How many times am I going to be pushed down just to achieve whatever it is in my head? So I stared back at my mother, and there went my eulogy. The keys are on the counter. The deed is in your hand. You call me out of towner. I'm a nuisance, I'm a downer. You can't seem to understand. I'm standing in the rain. Ain't no use I'm standing in the rain, yet I'm still completely dry. You say that there's no hope. Every time you rise above them, they resort to violence. You try to beg them for a rope, but all the waves are high and all your dreams are shunned to silence. Well, come stand here in the rain, 'cause the water's feeling fine. Come stand here in the rain while we lose all track of time. Now, I don't mean to be a hypocrite. I don't mean to be a dick, but I'm tired of the forces doing what they wish with people I love and people I miss. They stomp on my heart 'cause I don't get pissed while I'm mad now. I'm feeling all the backlash now. One step forward and 40 steps back out. I said that I will never back out, but when I push to the edge, the only way up is straight down. And don't tell me I'm afraid now. After all the dues I paid, foes I slayed, ate up on my vitamins and prayed. Every day fell on my progress I made, laid on the shelf. And now every day gets more difficult, I just take what I get. Every day it gets harder to get my ass out of bed. Wish you would take my hand to help me get through the rest. But you left, ain't you? You left me in the trees hanging high and dry. You left me for the smallest little glint in the sky. You left me for a pastures greener than I. You left me in the dust and you left me to die. And I'm supposed to be okay with it. You say keep going, man, stay with it. The only way to win is to fall and save face and hope nature saves your place. Well, I'm tired of waiting for all of nature's grace. I'm tired of being a martyr. I'm not dead for starters. If you want it, you're gonna have to try harder than that. Give me the time, I want all of it back. I want the birthdays and days spent finishing hats. I want the anniversaries, universities, panic attacks. I want the late nights and all the late night snacks. I want the second acts and karaoke tracks. I want it back. I want it back. Oh, I swear I want it back. I want every ounce of courage that I had. But I'm standing in the rain, and it don't seem to matter. I'm standing in the rain. I'm standing here. I have fallen off. I've abandoned what I came here for. They ask, I abandoned cough. Where's the monster that would yearn for more? Well, he's standing in the rain. Ain't no use in moving now. I'm standing in the rain when I should be in the ground. Now this is where things get a little tricky, because this takes us as close to the present as we can go, and the ending I've written for myself doesn't really leave a lot of room for improvement. Now, it's easy for me to write the songs and the stories where I lose, but it's never easy to write the stories where I win, because that seems so foreign to me. I mean, let's be honest here. What's interesting about a young man who in reality has everything he needs? No. You know what's interesting? A story about a young man who gets told by everyone in a half that he can't do it except for one singular prophecy. So he makes that prophecy his life, the air he breathes. He makes his father a wisecracking strongman superhero with one-liners for days. He gives his mother dreams larger than anyone can ever imagine and gives her the strength to go follow it no matter what. He gives himself the love story he's been searching for since he was a kid, just to rip it away in the end. He throws a funeral for his favorite person in the world, all to confront it in the end and ask why. Yeah, I guess that's the interesting thing about real life. We still have time to write a better ending, I guess. You know, maybe whoever is writing our stories wants there to be a happy ending. And maybe that ending is already written. And between now and then, we just kind of gotta figure it out. I don't concern myself with the details of the past. I just concern myself with making every moment last. When I look at the horizon and I see the setting sun, it reminds me that my journey's just begun. For all the days I get pushed to the ground, I pull myself back up whenever danger looks me in the eye. Hell, if I back up, I'll take it all on. And I know I'm just one man, but I keep my eyes forward, chin up, stick to the plan. Still I say, take a breath and count to 10. When you go down, try again, and we'll be here to the very end. They'll all see. I've got the whole world in the palm of my hand, and I won't let go. If I don't rise to the challenges, then I will never grow. I'm not afraid of failure anymore. I've had my fill of hopeless doubt. So when the darkness comes again to bring me down, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. When I get older, this will all be a memory. And I don't mean a dream, I don't mean an epiphany. I can make it what I want, everything I've ever wanted. In fact, I can finally have a voice. I can give it all back to the ones who came first, the roads that they paved, the ones who stood by to smile and then wave, the ones behind who got scared and then cave. I hold them all up, foundation I laid. Wanted the world, wanted the story, wanted the chase, but lost all my progress. Yeah, I fell down fucking the beat during the race and forced in no contest. No rest for the wicked. You show me a line and I'll pick it. And maybe in another life we can't kick it. But for now, I hear destiny calling. I gotta run, ain't no time for stalling. I'll be the one. Wasting time. Leave a legacy behind. Yeah. Nobody knows. Whoa. Yeah. Place figure it out. Yeah, nice, it's a full circle moment. I'll figure it out. One moment while we're clapping, y'all can keep going. But first off, we got Dhruv Jain on the drums. Give it up. We got Thomas Carley on the bass. Yo, give it up, yeah. We got Sonali Burns, Aiyana Greene, and Brendon Michael Mccray singing my beautiful background vocals. And we got Z Money on the keys, Zach Anderson. Thank you all so much. Oh. Thank you, tech people. Thank you, front of the house people. Thank y'all for making it. Oh, everything ran really smooth. I really, really appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's all I got for y'all. Thank you so much.